world of the living. My name is whitelisted. Welcome back to Truly Bedrock. Friends, it's gonna be one exciting episode. Do you know how I know that? Because, my friends, I have figured out why the Ghast blaster's been breaking this entire time. I've been kind of trying to keep it low-key because Ghast blaster, as you know, is kind of my baby. It's like one redstone contraption I actually invented from scratch, more or less. It's just this insane thing that I feel is really cool and I want to stick around. And guess what? It's been breaking every flipping other time. Every AFK session, seemingly at random, it would break in this one particular way. This Ghast would always blow up this snowman. And I couldn't wrap my hand around it. I thought that the piston down there was just not firing or something. And last time I AFK'd, I actually finally snapped. And I set up my camera account to AFK and I set up myself in this box here. Just standing right like this, looking down what's recording. And guess what? The Ghast blaster broke half an hour into it. And I got it on camera. I know how it's breaking. And the way it's breaking, you will never believe. You will never believe exactly how it's breaking. Roll the footage. So here we have the thing functioning more or less exactly how it's supposed to. And ooh, what is happening here? The blast is being deflected onto itself and bam, that snowman's gone. Now let's see this in slow motion. Here it fires. Here's the piston firing and what is this?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Somehow, in a bizarre contraption, in a very like insane way, the Ghast blaster breaks because when a Ghast fireballs hits a wall of moving pistons, it might get stuck between the blocks. And then the next fireball blows it up and sends it right back at the snowman, blowing up the contraption, blocking off the snowman. That's how it was working this entire time. That's why there was a hole on the back side, because one of the fireballs just straight up flung itself all the way back. And that's actually perfectly exactly what I want. That is a great information. For one, we now know how to stop a flipping Ghast fireball in between two blocks. That's the coolest thing ever. But also, more importantly, because this is based on a bug around moving piston blocks, and not around pistons not firing or some kind of a server issue, that means that all we have to do is rig the piston up top, the one that's pushing the wall, the ones that pushing the concrete, to not fire when there's a Ghast fireball in the system. And we actually can easily afford it because we already have a contraption that reads the fireball's presence. So all we gotta do is like take this, fiddle with the timing a little bit, pull the line from here to there, and we'll be golden, and we'll be able to AFK forever, and this thing will be 100% reliable, which is not something a Ghast blaster has been ever. Okay. Run. Okay, here comes the fun part. I rigged up both of those repeaters that are connected to tripwire hooks. I cannot see anything in this entire situation. I need to rebuild the entire outer shell of the Ghast blaster to make it a little bit more pleasant to see. Especially now that it's basically a permanent structure. But no, check this out. I rigged the tripwires to a single redstone line out here. It's actually a logical AND gate, which is to say that when this, or the two together fire up and have redstone line in it, this activates and blocks off a piston running on a clock up there. And this is why I have the Ghast sounds right now tuned way back up, because my friends, this is a hearing test right now. We listen for the piston sound and then listen for the explosions. The piston sound needs to stop whenever there's an explosion. Check this out. And I feel it works. I feel it legitimately works. I might want to add a little bit more oomph to the delay, because it feels a little bit too short. No, it feels like it's working perfectly, honestly. Check this out. Even the red line stops blinking as soon as the fireballs need to explode. This might be the ultimate gas blaster that I ever made. Which is not saying much because it's like also the second ever gas blaster that I ever made. Well, what I did here is currently I have set it up so that my camera count is AFK at the gas blaster, grabbed a bunch of concrete and am currently delivering it back to the old store because, yeah, that feels really nice. I actually have a lot of stuff figured out at the gold store and there's a whole new set of redstone machinery in it functioning left and right. For one, let's address the to-do list that I have put together a couple of days ago. So everybody say hello to Alice, who has absolutely outgrown the giant hill I've built for her and is now kind of horrifying. Yep, this lady has put up some weight, which is not bad. That is not bad. She's just growing. And this is like her growing upwards. It's fine. It's perfectly healthy, I promise. So the trick about her growing specifically is that this is actually me implementing more and more stuff out of the things we have up here. So check this out. What is on our to-do list? This is a to-do list, by the way. What's on our to-do list? Well, triple filters we have already installed. Last episode, expanded stock. You can see is here. What the removing of the wall is all about, though, is the overstock lock, and that's a very clever thing, or it would have been if I could implement it properly. You see, what I wanted to do with the overstock lock is I wanted every single hopper to lock up if we are overstock on a particular material. So, for example, if we already have enough blackstone, then these hoppers were supposed to just like stop accepting any new numbers. Unfortunately, that did not happen. So this is a kind of vulnerability in the system. This is something I would need to fix. But to fix that, I would have to tear her down and build her ground up. And that's just not happening. I mean, look at her. She's big. She's beautiful. She's great. We can't really just like ruin her right now. So instead of doing that, I decided I'm gonna just human factor it, okay? Yes, this might lead to a mistake. Yes, this might become an issue later. But at the same time, at the very least, I did implement a system that will prevent the bypassers to sell stuff materials that is already we are kind of like overstocked on. Particularly, it's these things. These are the lamps, and if the lamp is on, then we can buy this material. And if the lamp is off, then please don't throw it into the water stream. Please, crying out loud, you will ruin everything for everybody. Stop. So that kind of stuff. Actually, when I think about it, the worst that can happen there is these overflowing, and this circuit here getting locked in a perpetual shifty shift. That's like legitimately the worst part. So fixing her wouldn't be necessarily an issue. All I would have to do is, take out a few blocks from here, let everything trickle back down, and potentially pay out to whoever has attempted to sell it to me. But hey, actually, that's probably a lawsuit waiting to happen, because, again, lamps. You see the lamps? Yeah. You see the lamp not on, don't throw that kind of material into the thing, you idiot. That's on the sign. Or it will be when I install it. Another really cool thing that we've managed to implement is accounting, which I know I'm a dork, and I am sorry, but this is who I am as a person. But this is really exciting to me. Accounting, and I would also say adjusted reward pricing, is what I really want to talk about at this very moment. For you see, this is where we can get into something very fascinating, very interesting. So, the base idea here, and excuse me as I unload my stuffs, is that not all materials that are being on sale here are created equally. You see, right now we have the accounting tick off only when a full chest has been sold. But naturally, you cannot tell me that a full chest of blackstone is worth as much as a full chest of regular stone. You can't tell me that shroom lights are as valuable as, say, stone again. Naturally, shroom lights are way more expensive. So we need to come up with some sort of way of getting it in a way where more expensive materials are being rewarded more often. So for example, instead of a full chest of room lights, for example, we're paying for, I don't know, 9 stacks of it. And turns out that with the system that I have already implemented, there actually is a way to not only get that working, but also a system where even for 5 stacks of a particular block, we can make a full-on payout. Check this out. See, our payout comparator, which is this one, is connected to these barrels. Barrels which are connected to the filters, which are connected to the main delivery line. So for example, stone will be paid out 9 diamonds, 8 diamonds, whatever, at a full chest. But then here's a plot twist. It don't have to be a chest. Any and all entities, not entities, blocks with full interface can be moved. So for shroom lights, for example, we can up the price and pay out 8 diamonds not for a full chest of shroom lights, but for example, for a dropper of them. For you see, a dropper only has 9 spots in it. This is kinda revolutionary, not gonna lie. I am very excited for this. I mean, yes, naturally, there is still a risk that the dropper will drop something when activated by redstone. So I need to double check that none of these blocks are trying to activate the thing. And no, none of them are, as far as I can tell. And even more so for something like, I don't know, coal, for example. We can swap the barrels, which have an inventory of a chest, for something even smaller, like a hopper. And that way, the hoppers only have 5 stacks in them. Meaning that we'll be able to make it so that only 5 stacks is enough to get 8 diamonds out of, say, coal. Though honestly, like, coal might be a little bit, that might be a little too expensive for coal, never mind that. And then every time you do any of this, every time this fills up, this hopper over here, I need to take this out because it should supposed to be here. This comparator over here reads that it's full, gets in here, and makes this dropper drop a particular kind of material onto this froth right there. This froth, in its own way, in its turn, delivers whatever materials into here, and this is the ultimate thing. This is my favorite part. This is the chest of accounting, my friends. This is the chest where all of the stats, all of the data on what kind of materials we are being sold or we are stocking is gonna down into. Unfortunately, naturally, it cannot account for materials that we are currently selling, which is a shame, but that is actually something that we could probably implement in the next update if we switch to using shulker boxes. But you know, one can only dream, and so far so good. We will have ourselves at least a system that keeps track of everything I've been selling it, which, by the way, is already kind of waiting to happen. I've been collecting all sorts of resources and materials behind the scenes, behind Alice's back, just to kind of give her a nice work, a nice run for once we're done, once we are actually activating here. Which I feel the day is actually coming. Yeah, wouldn't you say? Would you not say? I feel that we actually are there. We reached the bare minimum of getting this thing out of the ground. Like, naturally, the payout circuit is not there yet, but I don't plan on giving the payout benefits. I don't want people to sell stuff to her yet until I'm sure that the system is working and that the system is working properly. And also before we can open, because again, I happen to remove one of the walls of the shop. That probably not a good look. Well, I feel it's kind of no time like right now. I mean, all the basic systems are in place and we do need to give it a test run. So let's do exactly that. I got myself some black stone, some shroom lights and some stone. There's enough for several payouts in here, mind you. So I'm skipping on my payouts because the payment circuit is not yet installed. But also, at the same time, I do need to test to try the filters and I do need to see how the system like works at all. Like, I don't know, maybe the materials are gonna stack somewhere all over again. Because that happened at one point with this current iteration. So, let's try throwing in the stone. And let's try... Actually, you know what? Let's do it the safe way and do the reef thrower. Which, now that I think about it, the reef thrower only has 2 droppers in it. And they're dropping at approximately the same speed as the hoppers are picking up. Meaning that the triple filtering system is entirely useless unless I upgrade the reef thrower. Which is fine, you know, we can have up to 4 in here, so it's something or other. We'll figure it out. So, first we go Blackstone, and we go Blackstone specifically because it has a bunch of... well, specifically because Blackstone is at 9 per stack, so it's the dropper kind. Right? Then, I want to go Stone to test full chest capability. So, to test the barrel kind of sorter. And finally, but actually not finally, actually right in at the same time as these two, because, you know, of the way the filters work, I want to throw in the shroom lights. Because shroom lights will actually just, you know, they're very different material from Blackstone and Stone. They'll bypass it, it's fine. No big deal. Yep. That's all heated. Shulker box is picked up, and that's about it. Let's start the timer. Let's see how long it does take her to figure out what we gave to her. Are the material flowing? The material are flowing. The hoppers seem to be picking them up, I guess. Are they? Oh, this is... Yeah, the hoppers are picking up. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And the final chest... Excuse me for a second. Is Liara mucking about with my redstone? No, I'm pretty sure she's AFK and not... You know what? Hi? Alice? Is that you?